Baby, Tyson Beckford is living his best life. He most definitely should have had his own dating show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl themoviebae, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review over King's Court Season 1, Episode 3, The Black Hugh Hefner, and we talking about Tyson Beckford, honey, all right? But before we get into it, I would like for you all to consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. Here on themoviebae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television, and if that's the type of content you like, then you are in the right place. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload. And of course, if you are enjoying the commentary along the way, engage with the video, you guys. Give the video a thumbs up to really push your girl to the YouTube algorithm, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'll be searching for reviews after I post mine, and I don't think a lot of people are reviewing King's Court, so we need to put them on. We need to put them on by engaging with the video, pushing it so people could watch the show and come in and build a whole little community here on the channel. All right, now without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our review of episode 3. Now, as y'all know, we left off on an elimination, a quote-unquote self-elimination, because Raquel and Lexi decided to self-eliminate the night prior, and the guys said that they weren't going to send anybody additional home. Now, the ladies in the house, they are happy about this, especially the ladies who are going for Tyson, because Raquel was one of their stiffest competition, because Raquel and Tyson had a prior history. So the girls are not upset that two ladies decided to self-eliminate. They said, how many more can we get about this house, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about Janae and Carlos real quick. Janae and Carlos. So they making tea, and they got their sweatpants on, and they go sit outside in the backyard. And honestly, it looked like home. It really did. It looked like they were just chilling on a Saturday night. The kids are at a sleepover. Let's just have some quality time, me and you type it. You know what I'm saying? They feel real comfortable together. And during their little interaction, Janae is just staring at Carlos, and he was like, what you staring at? She was like, you so cute. And he was like, why? You want to get married? Okay, Carlos. That's a dangerous game you're playing. That's a very dangerous game that you're playing there, Carlos. Now let's talk about Carlos and Janae on the aspect of Love Island. I don't know how many of y'all have watched Love Island, but I also watched and reviewed season 7 in particular. It was a big issue talking about Jeremiah and Huda, how they were so closed off, so locked in, day 1, day 2, day 3. And I am seeing reminiscence of that in Carlos and Janae. Lexi, who was self-eliminated last episode, was so gung-ho on Carlos needing to open up. And I agree, because he was actively seeking out Janae. You have, 15 other women, 10 to 15 other women, and you are going to seek out one. Not even giving time, attention, nor effort to anybody else. All right, and vice versa. She didn't try to get to know Tyson, nor did she try to get to know Thaddeus. They are dead set, locked in on each other. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, how about y'all just hold hands and skip off into the sunset and bring in a whole new king? Because we got 14 women trying to vie for 2 men attention when they should be trying to vie for 3. All right. Now, when it came to Love Island, I was more so with they do need to quote unquote explore and get to know other people. But then after like week 2, I'm like, look, they ain't exploring, they locked in, let them do what they do. Okay. I think I'm only different on this show because it's less men, and it seems like it's been 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days. So yeah, I'm okay with them skipping off into the sunset and bringing in a whole nother bachelor as a potential suitor. Okay. That's what I'm interested in. Now, Felicia also notices this Carlos and Janae dynamic, and she says, you know what, I'm gonna take a page from Janae's book and I'm gonna start being all up under my man. So Felicia is now all up under Tyson, and he reassures her that I'm trying to get locked in with you too. So as of right now, it seems like Felicia is Tyson's number 1 and vice versa. Now let's talk about these new ladies. Yes, new ladies. We get some more ladies, and I'm like, how many women are going to be recycled through this show? We had 7, then we had 5, now we have 4, and it looks like next week we're going to have some more. So I was like, okay, I had to ask my mama, what is the format of the show? Is it going to be new women every week? Because I can't remember all of these names. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these new 4. Denitra, Catherine, Demi, and Tari. Now they all go to the gym, and it's a ring setup. So Titus is going to do his WWE persona, and they're going to have the women introduce themselves under their alter ego. All right, so let's talk about Denitra, aka Serenity. She is dressed up as Sailor Moon, and she was like, baby, cosplay? This is a regular Saturday for me. This is what I do. And I said, okay, she's one of those. Got it. Catherine comes out as Electra, and she's like this golden goddess. Everybody feels her energy. They feel her presence. Then we have Demi, who's the feline fatale. Only note I had was she's limber. Throw a leg up, 1 or 2 legs up. And then we have Tari that came out as Mystique. Now, all the guys were feeling her attire. They were feeling it. And then the baby started, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Baby, that ankle broke. I was like, what? If I was there, I would have been so dramatic. They would have been like, girl, shut up. And if I was Tari, I would have fallen down. I fallen, I can't get up. Medic! My leg! Somebody help. So, of course, all the men have to choose a date just based off of their first impressions. And Thaddeus chooses Denitra. He really likes her body. We know he likes himself an athletic, fit woman. Shockingly, Tyson chooses Catherine. I thought he was feeling Tari more, but maybe that little stumble kind of made him look the other way. And then Carlos chose Demi. So leaving Tari without a date. All right. So now the older, I don't even call them OGs because there's literally like 2, 3 quote unquote women from the original group that are still there. But I guess the other women come into the mixer to meet the new women and of course mix and mingle with their mans. But 4 of them are sick. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Janae was sick. E, I can't pronounce her real name, so I call her E. I don't remember the white lady name. I think her name is Kat, and I think it was Sarah. All 4 of them were sick, so they stayed at home. All right. And if you stay at home, you already don't have a date. All right. So get into that. All right. So let's talk about this mixer. Let's start with Thaddeus. So Thaddeus at this mixer. Thaddeus is doing a good job of getting to know all the women. I feel like Dr. Shauna, however, she is starting to get outshined and fall to the wayside. Now, Thaddeus thinks it's because it's a lot of more women and it's more competition. So he feels like she's not as confident. But Dr. Shauna says, ever since Thaddeus called her aggressive, you know, they had that aggressive versus assertive conversation. I thought that they were good after that. But she noticed that he started to pull back after that. And she is not interested in just chasing without being pursued as well. Okay. And it's very unfortunate because I like Dr. Shawana and Thaddeus. I felt like they had some real chemistry, but it's not looking too good for them. All right, so let's talk about Carlos. Now, because Janae is at home sick, he feels like he can be more open to connecting with the ladies. So even though she is constantly on his mind and he wishes that she was there, he does feel like, you know what, Lexi was right. Oh, hindsight, now that you sent her home, Lexi was right. And I do need to be open to meeting new people. So this is a good opportunity for Janae to be sick, I suppose. However, Janae is like, I'm sick and I can't be there to watch him. And I don't watch him. Now we know she's been cheated on and we know he's cheated. So I feel like that's a red flag right there. Let's proceed. So Dr. Shawana confides in Carlos. I felt like it was some advice because like Lexi tried to talk to Thaddeus about Carlos, but to me that was complaining. How Dr. Shawana approached it, it was more so like, I need some male advice. And with this being said, I guess because Carlos doesn't even really want to disrespect Janae that much, he does ask Dr. Shawana out on a date as the quote unquote homie. But you know, I guess to potentially see if it's something there, because right now we do get along on a friend vibe. And then he also asked Steph out on a date. She was shocked because she doesn't want to put all her eggs into Tyson's basket, especially because Tyson is over there living his very best life. Let's talk about Tyson, shall we? So Tyson has multiple women vying for his attention. Tyson is that guy right now. I feel like with the last 2 batches of women that came in, they were really here for Tyson Beckford. All right. So he has multiple people fighting for his attention. Catherine, she's laying it on thick. Felicia, of course, is taking her Janae approach and she's all up under him. Meanwhile, Liliana is getting jealous. But what I did notice with all of these ladies, they are all becoming more touchy, physical, sexual. You know, they're becoming more comfortable with these men. And the women who aren't so boom, they are the ones that are quote unquote fading into the background. Let's talk about these dates. So we have Carlos, he took the ladies golfing. He took Steph, Demi, and Dr. Shawana. And all the time he was like, he missed Janae and he wished that she was there. I was like, oh my gosh. He did notice that Demi was trying to flirt with him a little bit and he wanted to give her an A for effort, but he's thinking about Jeanette. Thaddeus takes the women, bowling, football bowling. I always wanted to do this, and now that I've watched it in action, I don't think I would have been any good. All right. So Thaddeus chose Ariel, Denitra, and Brianna. Ariel is now his number one that he has stated. And you can tell by the women that he chose that he has something in common. Ariel and Denitra, both physically fit women. They kind of have the same vibe. I feel like they would be Cookie Crunch girlfriends, honestly. And then we got Brianna. Brianna talked about earlier in the episode how the tall women very seldomly get the tall men. And even Thaddeus like threw his hand on her shoulder and was like kind of real roughhousing with her. I'm like, bro, I'm still a woman at the end of the day. I definitely would have taken his hand, put it around my waist, taken his hand, held it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the homie. Let's make that clear. You know what I'm saying? Just because I could look at you eye to eye, don't make me less feminine. Matter of fact, I think Carlos pawned Brianna off on Thaddeus because he felt like that they would have a lot in common and that they will mesh well. And Thaddeus is like, you know what? We do have some things in common. Shout out to you, Carlos. Good looking out. Tyson Beckford's day. He takes the ladies breakdancing, and we found out that he was discovered through hip hop. Did y'all know that? I did not know that. He does not give me hip hop swaggy. Tyson give me, is something wrong with him? He seemed a little off, if you ask me. But needless to say, that's how he got his discovery, through hip hop. All right. So he has the ladies breakdancing, and then they have to dance battle to see who's going to get a one-on-one date with him. And Felicia loses to Catherine, and she makes this shady joke like, well, I don't know how old Catherine is, but she might have had more experience in that era. And I'm like, baby, so does your man. He's in his 50s. So if you're going to shade her, you need to shade him as well. On the solo day, Catherine does win, and she mentions how she plays chess. Not even plays. I think she like hosts like a chess club, a big chess club in Detroit, I believe. And she has this analogy that the most powerful player on the board is the queen, and the most valuable is the king. And it's the queen's job to protect the king. So in order for that to happen, the king needs to surrender. I said, oh, I was feeling where you was going a little bit, but I'm not trying to protect my king. Not in no physical. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. I guess I need more to the analogy. All right. But Tyson definitely changed the subject real quick. Surrender. Oh, no. My son plays chess, by the way. He changed that subject quick. Okay. Changed that subject quick. So she finds out that he has a 25-year-old son. Only one. I'm kind of shocked that he only has one son. And he asks if she wants some more kids. And she does not. She is an empty nester and she is enjoying her freedom. And that is where they differ. And it is a deal breaker for Tyson because he wants he wants more kids. And he also stated that his energy was a little deflated with Catherine because she's more mature. What? She's more sophisticated. Huh? I said, nigga, you was in your 50s, bro. You like 54, 55. You see, he want a little teeny bopper. That's what he wants. He needs somebody fertile. He needs somebody hot, I guess, quote unquote, energetic. And Catherine is more like, baby, been there, done that, live life. I'm trying to chill. So they are not a match. So good thing that they actually had this date so we could find out sooner, better than later. All right. Now, back at the house, while all the other men are on dates, the women are playing with Tyson. All right, let's talk about Sarah versus Tyra. What's her name? Tari. Let's talk about Sarah versus Tari. All right. So Sarah stated that she used to date famous singers and that she is triggered by seeing Tyson with so many other women. Tari calls her crazy because how are you on a dating competition show and you're going after the most flirtatious man and now you sitting up here mad? Make it make sense. And honestly, I said, Tari, I was thinking the same thing. I've been thinking the same thing the past 3 episodes. So Tari ain't saying nothing different from what the heck I've been saying. Y'all on a dating competition show, you know there's going to be more women than men. You need to, obviously when you're exclusive, no. But in this process, they're going to be dating other people. They're going to be getting to know other people. So acting jealous and possessive at this stage, no. Red flag. And especially Sarah, after stating your history, why are you here? Now, then they also have like this little spat back and forth about attitudes, child. Sarah was like, well, at first I didn't mind it because I didn't have a problem with any of the ladies. They were really nice, but the new ones, they have attitudes. Tyra's like, oh, more attitude than you? They go back and forth. And then Tari was like, well, that's probably why you ain't got a man. I would have been like, well, why you ain't got no man? Because you here just like me, sis. And you ain't had a date, sis. Come on. Now, y'all better say, Sarah, you can hang with Tari. Because I definitely would have had come back, just like that. We're at the elimination dinner. Look at who's being eliminated. Look who's up on the chopping block. It makes no sense to me that we have Liliana, Dr. Shauna, and Miss Catherine. It don't make sense to me because Tari didn't get a date. And by the format of this show, if you didn't get a date, you were automatically at the elimination dinner. So anyways, what's notable here, however, is Catherine and Thaddeus, they hit it off because they're both in similar parts of their lives. They both don't want kids. We good with what we got? We in our empty nesting phase. All right, boom. So they hit it off, and honestly, I'm not mad at it because when she came out, he stood up for her as like a standing ovation because he felt her energy, you know. So I thought he was actually going to choose her to go on a date with him, but you know, at least it's happening now. Let's talk about Tyson and Liliana. Tyson Beckford needs to grow up. He needs to grow up. Okay. So Liliana is sitting down talking to Tyson, talking about, you know, I'm basically just trying to figure out why I'm here. I feel like we had a good couple of days. So why am I here? Here go Tyson. Oh, can we talk about something else? No, this is an elimination dinner. I need to know what is going on. I need to know where your head at. He want to talk about something else. So then he agreed. Yeah, we did have had a good couple of days. And then he stopped talking. Hello, why am I here? What's not clicking, sir? Like, what's going on? And then he's not giving her any answer. In his confessional, he's talking about he doesn't like having tough conversations. Boy, grow up. Talk about he used to ghosting people. I should really stop doing that. Yeah, you're in your 50s. Grow up. So it's not looking good for Liliana. It's not looking good for Liliana. All right, you guys. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning to my YouTube channel. Be sure you thumbs up the video. Once again, thumbs up the video. Push the video into the YouTube algorithm. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I don't think... Oh, next week we find out who's going to be eliminated. It might be Liliana because I think her and Tyson about to go back and forth at the elimination dinner. And then a matchmaker is going to come in stating that she has found the perfect women for these men. Janae, you might need to be a little worried. Once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.